Yo, good evening, everyone. Welcome. I think this is show number 5.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
moving quickly. Today we've got a very special guest. So I want to let him introduce himself, man. Tell us where you're from.
And welcome people on Military Gonna TV. Definitely, I'm from Jamaica.
Original Jamaican, first Jamaican on my channel. I'm happy. What's
Really?
going on? Yeah,
I'm good. A lot of people don't even know. They didn't know.
How can they not know? They don't listen. They don't listen to your voice if they don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
But how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Actually, enjoying a few games, and I was just coming off a stream as well. But the work goes on.
Work goes on, man. I see you're very lively, so I like that. And I got my 2 co-hosts. Introduce yourselves, just in case people don't know.
Yeah, as always, it's Aaron from M5, and you know what? I'm excited to get Mario on because to be honest, like he's probably one of the first YouTubers in the community we started speaking to when we started this. So to be honest, like I'm actually excited to have him on the show. Plus, tell
He's
everybody how fast
bro. He just loves smiling, bro. I love that.
The maddest thing as well, yeah. What was that? What was that number you said you could run 100 meters in?
10-6.
Crazy.
10.66.
Yeah.
That is mad.
I need evidence, but I reckon you can do it though. But I want evidence.
I think you can Google it. I think you can Google it and find it. It's like Central Champs, the Jamaican Central Champs. It's where we participate every year. All the schools in the country will come together and we'll challenge each other for the position. But the fastest time would make it to the finals. That's just like 9 persons in the final or 7 persons in the final, and the fastest time would make it to the finals. You have to be quick.
No, that's smart. I want to look for it though. I'm definitely going to look for it. No, I'm going to look for it.
That's crazy.
So yesterday we picked up 3 points. It seems like a long time since we picked up 3 points. What did you think of the game, Military Gunner? I keep calling it Gunner, Schooner.
Definitely, I'm the type of person that I love the tactical aspect of the game. The reason why I love the tactical aspect of the game is because it teaches a lot. It teaches more than what the normal person can understand. And yesterday we played a game. It was actually a 3-4-3 when we were attacking, and defending would fall back into the 4-2-3-1 formation. We saw Granit Xhaka playing like a hybrid left back, left central midfield position, where when we're in attack, he will come in the central midfield, the left central midfield position, in between the gap of Pablo Mari and also Danny Ceballos. So it was a really unique style of play that we deployed yesterday. I was excited to see that because it taught us that Mikel Arteta has a bit of tactical nuance that a lot of people say it don't have, but definitely you can see that it has it. And it's something that I've never seen it before, and I have to give credit for it. I've never seen it before. Saka was floating in the central midfield area, but predominantly over to the right-hand side, giving a lot of support for Nicolas Pepe. Thomas Partey also floating in that area over on the right-hand side, giving support for Thomas Partey. So Granit Xhaka was solely dependent on doing the defensive work over on the left-hand side, also covering the back three whenever they're in the attack or when they're defending. But it was a really good game, exciting game. Mostly I was enthused about the tactics of the game, and I did know that the goals would come the way over playing.
Yeah. What about you two?
Well, 100%, mate. Honestly, just a good performance overall. Great for Lacazette to make up for his mistakes last week in the Europa League. Happy to see him get his goals. And what a great finish for that second goal. He had that one-on-one chance again, and this time he buried it properly. And yeah, honestly, 3-0 away from home. I know it's only Sheffield United, but it's a good. Hopefully, it builds confidence going into the next game. That's the main thing, because this next game is the biggest game of our season. So that's the main. And yeah, overall, it was a good performance, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah, because I don't know if you forgot Mario, but he was doing that interchange between the 3 and the 4 last season, where he used to put Saka on the left, and then when we used to play him left back, and he used to come inside. It was interesting that he switched to that, to be fair, and it worked. I'm happy with the result, of course, and we played some decent football at times. But the big thing is that we actually get a win going into Thursday. I honestly think if we lose against Sheffield United, going into Thursday It's a massive downer. Like,
yeah. I think as well, like our results up there, even from Arsene Wenger, haven't been good. Like no matter how bad Sheffield United, I think we've only won one up there. So getting that result yesterday was, for me, is a big result, like you're saying, because going into Thursday and you've lost that match, for me, anything can happen. I think now they're going to have a bit more motivation, a bit more, obviously, once you win, that usually brings another win. So hopefully the injuries aren't as serious. I think Saka's one looked more like a knock, so I'm hoping it is just a knock. But I was just happy with everybody's performance yesterday. Like I can't really single out anyone because I think everybody played quite well, and it's interesting that he keeps putting Chambers in there. I'm not sure why. Like, is he saying that Chambers is the best attacking fullback we have? He's obviously the best defending fullback we have. But is he the best attacking? And he keeps putting him in there. And I think it is. I think he kind of thought Sheffield United are probably going to go long ball. So having Chambers in there is obviously a lot better getting those headers in than anybody else. But I mean, for someone to have been out for a year, Chambers is putting in some solid performances, to be fair, to him. But what team would you go with midweek now? Because we've seen that team. Would you just put the same team out?
Tierney obviously isn't available, so we probably go with like Cedric and then, or maybe Saka, and then, but he obviously is injured, so we don't fully know, and then play Chambers. Interesting, Chambers, he gets forward, he puts in a big effort. He bombs, he bombs forward. He's always trying to get active in the box. Obviously, I don't think he's a long-term solution, but he's playing decent right now. To be fair, I was kind of against it when he first put him in. I think it was against Villa. And then I still wasn't convinced, but to be fair, he's putting in a shift, so I wouldn't mind going with a similar setup. I just would definitely not play Rob Holding.
Well, I mean, I think Gabriel didn't play yesterday, so hopefully he was saving him for that. Military, what team would you go out with, knowing what we've got available at the moment?
One of the good signs I saw was actually that Saka was not on any crutches when he was entering the team bus. Yeah, so that's a good sign. I think that he might win for this formation with an eye for the Europa League game. It could be because we're without a natural left back, and he's trying his best not to put Saka at that particular position. I can see that he's trying that. So we might see something similar to this. But the thing my fear is that Daniel Ceballos has no luck in the Europa League. He has no luck in the Europa League. He tends to give away too much opportunities, and those opportunities leads to a goal. So I'm really afraid of Daniel Ceballos playing in the Europa League, especially in a game like this where we can say a lot is at stake. The entire season at stake. So we might see Cedric at left back. Maybe that is the reason Cedric didn't play. And Chambers at right back. It's evident that Hector Bellerin is leaving. So I do think that we look much more solid with Pablo Mari playing than Gabriel. It can be me, but I do think so. Our win record is more. How could I say it now? We have a more high significant win record with Pablo Mari playing than Gabriel. Also putting back Granit Xhaka in his preferred position where it's more comfortable. No trying of no new tactics, no nothing, no experiment for that game. So let's go full 100 of what we know, what we can do. Cedric Soares, you at left back, Chambers, you at right back, and then Gabriel and Pablo Mari and Holding.
I was tempted to play Saka left back. I think the only reason why Saka hasn't played left back is because Emil Smith-Rowe and Odegaard are not fit. I think if those two are fit, as much as we don't want to see Saka ever play left back again, you can play Saka left back because you've got two other attacking players that can create chances and get on the end of things. With those two out, we needed Saka, we needed Pepe forward, and again, let's talk about Pepe for a bit because he's been under fire. What did you think of his performance yesterday?
All right, so
go on.
He had a good performance. Some of the things, the reason why Pepe would come under a lot of fire is because we're not seeing what Pepe is doing. That is the reason why. And the reason why the average person will not see what Pepe is doing is because Pepe's role is simplistically a tactical role. Drive at the right back, at the left back, I should say. Drive at the left back, give them as much problem as possible, attract the extra centre back over to Nicolas Pepe, which will then in turn open a bit more space in the defensive third, giving like Lacazette more opportunity, because Lacazette is the type of player that he comes deep and he will fetch. But when he comes deep and fetch, the defenders are free. They have no work to do. No, what that does, it makes their defenders work a lot easier. But when we have a player like Nicolas Pepe over on the other side, creating a lot of problems for their fullback, the defender will naturally tend to go over there to provide some support. He will try to provide some support, and that will pull an extra defender out of position for Alexander Lacazette to have time and space in between both defenders. As you guys can see from the last goal that he scored in the against Sheffield United.
But I don't think he does it enough, and that's my problem with Pepe, is that sometimes he has the chance to run at the fullbacks and he doesn't. He turns around and goes back the other way. I'm like, he can beat any defender in the world, but he just doesn't. Exactly. He doesn't. I don't think my problem with him is I don't think he has the determination to be the best. If he had the determination to be the best, he would be the best. But I think he's just happy with being that guy that can do skills every now and again and get. He doesn't score rubbish goals. Like, that's one thing about Pepe, is he doesn't score rubbish goals. But if he had that real determination and that grit to be the best, if he came to Arsenal and said, I want to be the best player to have played in the Premiership, I'm not saying he could ever get to that level, but he could go down as one of the best, because we've seen what he can do. The first match I think he played against Liverpool, where he picked up the ball from like left back position and ran through their whole team, and then like it falls over. That's Pepe. So I'm hoping now that he gets a bit of a run in the team. And I'm not talking about 2-3 games. I'm talking about play the guy for 10 games. Let him just keep playing, keep practicing, keep trying what he wants to do. He's still young. We forget how young the guy is as well. But I think the price tag, it kills him and it kills the fans, because we're expecting amazing stuff for 75 million or whatever it is. And then fans from other teams are like, well, you spend that much money on him. Yeah. He's got to be performing. But like you're saying, he's just a piece of the puzzle. We want a bit more from him, but he's just a piece for the puzzle.
So there's another take to it that I always look at. And the reason why I look at it in this perspective is because for every player, there are two different there's two different personalities and style of play. For Nicolas Pepe, what I did realize before Nicolas Pepe came to Arsenal, that same transfer window, his touch map at Lille, he has significant touches across the entire field. A lot of touches across the entire field, which is telling you that he's a player that needs how could I put it now? He needs a lot of touches. He needs to be freedom. He needs a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
He finds himself under a manager. That is the reason why maybe Unai Emery got a little bit more from Nicolas Pepe than what Mikel Arteta is getting, because Mikel Arteta is not a manager that gives positional freedom on the pitch. He's a possession-based manager who plays position football. You have to maintain the position that you're playing in. Your quarter of the field, you have to remain in that particular position. You don't have the freedom to go all over the pitch. And that is how Mikel Arteta structures his team. So it is very, very difficult for a player like Nicolas Pepe, who's coming in and is so used to the freedom when he was playing at Lille, all over the pitch, and now he's in a system where he's restricted to one particular part of the pitch. I think that is something that is just a mental block and just something that he needs to get over.
Like the Pepe thing was probably something that me and Charlie disagreed about the most, especially last season, because rightly so, he was very critical of Pepe. And you know what? Before I say anything about Pepe, I'll admit I do have a bit of a bias towards him. I've always wanted him to work out at Arsenal to the fullest of his ability, and I've always tried to believe that he can fulfill his potential. But drawing off what you both said, especially you, like, Gunnar, I don't know if it's himself, like his ethics, as you said, or, you know, the way he plays. But I think the Pepe thing was probably something that me and Charlie disagreed about the most, especially last season, because rightly so, he was very critical of Pepe. And you know what? I was admit I do have a bit of a bias towards him. I've always wanted him to work out at Arsenal to the fullest of his ability, and I've always tried to believe that he can fulfill his potential. But drawing off what you both said, especially you, like, Gunnar, I don't know if it's himself, like his ethics, as you said, or, his work rate. There is something that's stopping him, or he isn't achieving that full potential. I think he's playing a lot better consistently now than he did last season. But even me, I can't fully say that he's definitely going to be the finished article to what we want him to be at Arsenal Football Club. It might be a different club, but I really do want him to work out here. And I'd probably give him one more year. I mean, that's really all we can afford to do. We can't afford to keep him beyond that. We'll have to sell him, obviously, because of his contract. But I thought he played well yesterday. I think one big thing is how many easy chances he's not finishing, because I never thought of him to be somebody who can't finish, because he scored some great goals. So the fact that he can't finish those smaller, he's missing chances and scuffing chances that are 5 yards from goal, but he'd comfortably top bins from about 20 yards. It's an odd one for me, but I know Charlie holds like a different view to me.
Like I said last, do you know what? That was my opinion last season, but I think this season, I said on the last show, I think like he hasn't even had 5 games in a row consistently to prove himself. So like, what's he supposed to do? And this season, I actually think he's improved on last season, the way he played last season. Yeah, and I think he's refined his finishing in certain areas and that as well. And overall, I wouldn't call him a flop. I think it's too early to say that. And like Aaron said, I would give him another year. And then, obviously, if it don't work next year, then I'll look to maybe move him on. But I think I wouldn't call him a flop when he hasn't had 5 games consistently to prove his worth.
I wanted to add as well, if you actually look at the Arsenal team man for man, he's one of the only players that has that extra bit about him. Like, he can create for himself. He has that spark where, like, if we need a goal, like against Slavia, he can be the one to get that goal or create something that's going to get the ball in the back of the net. I think he's one of the only ones in this team with that bit of ability, because we haven't got many. And that's why I would actually start him, even sometimes if he's not playing well or having a bad run of form, because if there's one player who can do it and switch it on, it's probably him. He just don't switch it on enough.
No, I totally agree. So we're moving on to Thursday. But actually, I want to talk a bit more about yesterday. Actually, again, Martinelli. I think we was all happy to see him get some minutes. I think he was desperate to score yesterday, which was clouding his judgment a couple times. I felt with his end product, because he really, really wanted to score. But
you can tell.
I was glad that he did score, and I know the media kept bringing up about the whole 20 days, not mentioning that he probably missed a whole year, of football, and has only played, I think, started 3 games since he scored that goal against Chelsea. So it's not like he's had opportunities to score. Against Prague, he's got to start. He's got to start.
He has to. And you know what? The saddest thing is, and I don't want to make it like obviously like about that, but I don't actually think he will start unless obviously if Saka's back or he's playing on a wing. I'm not sure if Martinelli's gonna start or what he's gonna go with. I hope he starts. He deserves to start, but I'm not entirely sure that he will on Thursday.
Yeah, no, I just think, like you're saying, Pepe needs to play. Martinelli needs to play. They play with quite a high line. Those are the 2 guys that can get in behind every single time. Saka as well can get in behind. So I'm hoping to see all 3 of them again. Whether that happens, we've got Arteta out in the building. Whether that happens, we don't know. Is anybody confident for Thursday?
I'll let Charles answer that one.
I'll be honest, I'm not. I'll be honest, I'm not confident. I'll be 100% honest. Like, you don't know what Arsenal's going to show up. Are we going to see Arsenal in the second half of West Ham, or are we going to see Arsenal first half of West Ham? Like, that's the story of our season this whole year. And I know for a fact, if we pull up to their stadium playing how we played in the first leg, we'll get popped. We're going home. We're not going to win.
I think we're going to score 2. So I think we're either going to win 2. I think we're either going to win 2-1 or draw 2-2. But I just think we're going to score 2 goals. So I think we will go through, to be honest.
We need to score first.
We need to score first.
I agree. Yeah,
if we don't score first, it could be
It's long.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna struggle. We're gonna struggle.
trust me. Yeah.
Yeah, the first thing that I'm afraid of is that these guys are invincible in their league right now. They're having an invincible season. So we have to bear that in mind, because when a team is going on like that and not losing any game, it means that they have a good team chemistry going. They are fighting for something. And normally these are the teams that they call like dark horse, that they'll go far in certain tournaments and then create upset, a lot of upset. But I do believe that they have done their deed already, created enough upset, which is Leicester City and Rangers. I don't think Arsenal should be on those lists. So I think we can score.
It's annoying because they didn't offer anything against us the other day. I think they
You know,
had the goal they scored
agree,
and another chance. Like, we gave them that game. Again, just defensive lapse, not clearing the ball. A man was swinging in crosses with his left foot, but he chose at that moment not to clear the ball down the line with his left foot. It don't make sense to me, and I'm happy Xhaka blasted him at the end of the game, because these guys need to know that you can't just play for Arsenal and be comfortable. I think a lot of players are just too comfortable at the moment. With back in the day before you guys were when you guys were little. And we had.
What are you on about? Yeah. What are you on about?
And we was winning trophies, like Patrick Vieira, Thierry Henry, Perez. All of these guys would be blasting everyone on the team. Anyone could blast. Anyone could get it from anyone. Layman will be blasting anyone. But now you're looking at it, like, who's blasting who? Like, Tierney is probably the only one that's shouting at people. Like, the whole squad, the whole team should be like getting onto everyone. Like, we're better than this, and I think that is the issue with this team. That there's just at the moment, there's no real winners that are willing to cause any trouble. Like, everyone just wants to be smiling about and dancing, but we don't need that right now, man. We need people to be blasting each other.
Serious people.
Too many passengers, 100%.
Yeah, I don't think this team has an identity either. Like, I don't think, like, as a collective, they're even. Not to say they're not together, but I'm not even sure if that's really there, because obviously you said people aren't getting on. But if you're comfortable in a team environment, everyone can be getting on to everyone. I'm not sure how close or like what identity is there for the locker room. Like.
You know what I think it is? I think it's because they're not winning. If you're winning, people are happy to sit on the bench for one. People are happy to get blasted by other players. But if you're not winning, you're like, you can't talk to me because you ain't done nothing. So that's the sort of attitude that I feel like quite a few of the teams, not just Arsenal, in the Premiership in general, like the teams that think that they're at the top or should be at the top, they ain't got nothing about them at the moment. So I think with us, we just need a couple more big players just to come in and shake things up, man. We can't be going into next season having El Neni, Xhaka, Bellerin. We can't have too many of these players, man. I don't mind if you've got 2 or 3 that know that they're, subs bench material, but some of these guys probably think they're good enough to start for us, which is very, very worrying.
No, Xhaka thinks he's cold. I know he definitely thinks he's cold, 100%. But when they're talking about being confident for the game, as you said, like, they didn't offer us much. I was a bit disappointed by them, like, in the way they come out. I thought they was going to come out a lot stronger and really try to bring the game to us, innit? But I think they got their crucial away goal. I think they might play a lot better on Thursday than they did at the Emirates.
I don't think they will, man.
You don't think so?
No, I think they're going to just try to sit back now, because now they've got the goal. They know they can do it. Like Military say, when you're on a crazy run like that, you think you're invincible. Like,
they're unbeaten at home, aren't they? Like, no one's beating them at home. Yeah,
I think they'll try their best. They'll definitely try to be secure, which means that they won't attack us as much. But that can play into our hands. But it solely depends on how we approach the game as well. Because for Arsenal, this entire season is definitely Arsenal trying to kill Arsenal. It's not any team. There's no other team in the league right now that Manchester City. I can say Manchester City and Liverpool definitely can beat us. But every other team is Arsenal playing against Arsenal. So if we go into this game and let's say we go into this game and we prepare ourselves that let's not cause any self-inflicted injuries, I think we can come out of this game easily beating them 3 goals.
But
You know what?
Arteta does
Yeah.
need to pick the right lineup, though. I'll be honest, because he can't be coming with any
I
like.
can't see Willian on the
Yeah,
first
yeah. I
game.
can't be seeing Willian and some of these
can't
other
have it.
picks. Like they can't happen because it's a game where it's like if we go 1-0 down, it could be over. We need to come out with the right team. We don't need to fix anything during the game. He has to get it right from minute one.
Yeah, I'd be very shocked if I see Willian's name. I don't think we'll see him, but again, with Arteta, I don't know what's going on. Sometimes
Is
I don't
Aubameyang
know.
back?
I don't know. Like, they said he had
Has he still got the
flu,
flu?
but I don't know. Like you kind of hope. I don't know. It's a tough one because you're watching Lacazette. He doesn't deserve to be dropped, does he?
No, no way.
But
It's true, innit?
against this team, I'm just thinking about the players that could get in behind constantly and just blaze them. And as much as I love the way Laka drops deep, I mean, there was a couple of times the guys on the halfway line yesterday trying to get the ball, and I don't mind seeing that if Martinelli is going to run deep, if Pepe is going to run deep, if Saka's going to run deep. But there's been matches where they haven't been doing that, so that worries me. So I probably would put Aubameyang in there, but if he doesn't play, then it wouldn't bother me because I still think no matter who we go with in that forward line, we should be beating this lot. So again, like military says,
I do think we should be beating.
It's Arsenal against Arsenal most games. Like if we look at all the mistakes that we've made, it wasn't because the other team were like pressing us or anything. It was just us just being overconfident and being stupid. I want to go back to this comment. Who sits if Emil Smith-Rowe, Saka, and Odegaard are healthy? Because obviously, yeah, like you're saying, that seems to be our preference at the moment because they all can keep the ball. They're all good on the ball. So you would think it would be Xhaka and Partey to be secure, but I don't know. We don't know anymore. After yesterday, it could be anyone.
It has to be Xhaka and Partey. Definitely Xhaka, Partey. Cedric Soares at left back, and I'll play all three players with Saka, Odegaard, and Emil Smith-Rowe. And play Aubameyang up front. We need these technical players. We play far better with these technical players. We are more decisive. We create more chances, and we creating more chances. We are more lethal.
What about you two?
I want to see Pepe start. I want to see Martinelli. Personally, I don't think Aubameyang's technical. I'm not like this season. He's a shadow of himself. I don't even know what Aubameyang will show up on the pitch if we play him on Thursday. Like, will we see the last season Aubameyang or will we see this season Aubameyang? Like, I don't know. I definitely want to see Pepe start, and I definitely want to see Martinelli start. That's what I know. And I would start Odegaard as well if he's fit. I don't even.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's gonna be fit, but
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh man, I know I'll get blasted for it, but I do want Ceballos to start again, man. I feel like don't do that. Don't do that because I do feel a bit bad doing it, but I do think Ceballos is better than Xhaka. Yeah. I do think he is because I do think he's better than Xhaka. I'll go out there. I think he's better than Xhaka, and I would start him with Partey because I thought they were decent together the other day against Sheffield United, and it is only Sheffield United. But I mean, I know Ceballos has had his mistakes, but let's not forget who's Xhaka. Who's Xhaka to be saying anything to Ceballos? If I'm completely honest, because Xhaka's been dreadful for 80% of his Arsenal career, so I wouldn't even mind seeing Ceballos tomorrow. I don't think there's much between them, but I think if one plays excellently, like let's say if they both play to the best of their ability, Ceballos' ceiling is a lot higher in my opinion.
Yeah. And obviously he plays for Real Madrid, so he obviously has something about him that they saw in him. It's just so tough, man. I think, like Military said, whenever I see Arteta pick a team, straight away I can see why he's picked players and why they're in that position. So even when Willian is playing, I can see why he's playing. But it's just one of those things where we have the players that he has the prototype of players that he wants. So he has David Luiz, and he wants someone that can play football from the back, is still aggressive in tackles, still good in the air. But David Luiz makes mistakes. So obviously he wants someone to be David Luiz, but not David Luiz. Xhaka, he's got, again, the perfect central midfielder that can play passes, that could defend, but at the same time, he wants ones that doesn't make mistakes. When Xhaka doesn't make mistakes, you don't mind him in the team, but you know there's a mistake constantly coming. Like whether it's just giving a ball away or whether he does that thing where he just sticks his leg out and gives a free kick on the edge of the box. Just something stupid is going to happen, isn't it? And Willian, if he's on form, which hasn't probably 2 times this season, 3 times this season, you can see what he can bring because he's an attacker that gets back as well. He defends, he fights for the team. But I think I've seen it 3 times or 2.5 times when he come on against Man United and at the Emirates. But again, they're the prototypes of what he wants, but the players are just not good enough. So again, sometimes it is Arteta picking suspicious teams, but he's working with what he's got, and what he's got isn't good enough. We done it the other day. How many of these players would you pick? How many of these players would you keep for next season?
No, it's a fair comment what you're saying, yeah. But because it's a difficult one. We can obviously acknowledge the players; they have to take responsibility.
I know, but think about it.
Yeah,
it's one of those ones where can you be better than 10th if you're realistically saying that you want to get rid of 10 players?
I think we will be better. We wouldn't be finished 10th under a different manager. I do believe that. Yeah, I do believe that.
Honestly,
I do.
100%. There's no way.
100%. Yeah, and that's not even a knock to Arteta. I think under a better, more experienced manager.
No, but everybody thinks this though. But then you've got arguably the best manager ever, or probably joint or second or third at Tottenham currently now, to have been in the Premiership. And what's he doing? Nothing. It's because of the players that he's had, and the players that
it's a fair point.
Players that he's achieved with has got him in that position. But when you're a manager, some managers can do it. So you could get Sam Allardyce. Sam Allardyce probably gets something different out of this Arsenal team because he's used to working with lesser players. But if you've got a manager that needs to work with better players, you've got to get the guy better players, to be honest. I'm not saying Arteta is the man for us. I'm not saying that, but I just don't think we could get much more out of this squad because this squad is the same squad that we've had for the last 2 managers. There's only been a couple of signings or add-ins to this squad, and the same players that have been letting us down for the last 4 or 5 years are still letting us down now. So why did we think that was going to change by getting a new manager? That's because why would it change? You can't stop someone from being stupid. You can't do it.
That's true. Mistakes are mistakes here, and there were so many mistakes here, but especially during that bad patch, the locker room was divided. I actually do believe a lot of the leaks about players not wanting to, even now, because there's been leaks recently, I do believe that there are a lot of players in that team who don't buy into Arteta because I see a clear disconnect by what he wants and what they perform nearly every week, apart from a few of the times we played well. But we haven't played well for most of the season. With another manager who actually the players buy into, I do believe they would buy into somebody like an Ancelotti a lot more than Arteta. I believe that.
I don't think they're good enough.
I don't think this is a 10th place team. You can't tell me that this team is an 11th, 10th place team. Yeah. If you were to say 6th, 7th, I agree. Yeah. They can finish 6th.
Arsenal,
10th,
if 11th. If Spurs were to lose their next 2 games and Arsenal won their next 2 games or whatever, Arsenal was 7th. So if we finish the season in 7th, then what?
It's still a terrible season, but it's not 10th.
That's the sort of. Wow, this is not a 10th place position team.
No,
the thing about the league table is that to be on the high end of the table, you need consistency. Also, you need your team to be gunning at 100%. Now, what I want you guys to look at is the injury record for some of these teams that are in the top half of the table. Manchester City, they have lost one of their key players this season for any significant amount of time. Manchester United, because right now, if Bruno Fernandes is to get an injury, they're done. West Ham they've finally gotten an injury, which is Antonio, which is like just a few games ago. They're still shining, but these teams they're firing because it is a rough season for everyone. Look at Liverpool. We are only 2 points behind Liverpool, and arguably they have one of the best manager in the world right now, and we're only 2 points behind of them. And guess what? Their cause is injuries. But guess what? We had injuries just the same. But we as Arsenal fans, we don't have any cause. We want to throw it all on the manager.
For me,
just won a Champions
League. Liverpool, it's not just injuries because they're on the back of two incredibly successful years, where they're probably going to have a come down season. They have had injuries, but also the players and Klopp. It's if you watch Liverpool now, it's not the same relentless press. They're not passing or distributing a ball to Robertson and Alexander-Arnold like they used to. There is a bit of a disconnect between them. The manager right now is obviously not clicking. That's fine, but using them as an example, I'm not too sure about that.
I don't see where the proof, there's no proof that a better or a more experienced manager would get more out of this team. There's no
it's all of course it's theory.
We're just guessing because we keep saying Jose Mourinho. He's had Manchester United and he's had Spurs. Spurs got to the Champions League final a couple of seasons ago with the same guys. Man United could sign pretty much anyone they wanted to sign, but they didn't. If the players are not good enough, there's not much you could do. I admit he's learning on the job, so he's made mistakes. We all know he's made the fact that he keeps playing Willian, the fact that
but those are so another manager would probably not do those things because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not an expert on football in any way, so I'm not gonna pretend like obviously I know those dimensions of football, but if I can show you as just a normal fan that we shouldn't be playing this kind of lineup, and then he does play that against a team like Sheffield United, and then we win. Why can't he see that? I don't understand it. I'm just a normal fan.
I know, but that's the thing. Everybody said that, and then everybody was kicking off at the lineup yesterday, and then when they win, it's different. It's the players perked up, but no one actually said, like Military said, he actually picked a formation.
I thought that was a good lineup yesterday.
But everybody else was like, "What's he doing?" sort of thing. The only reason why people were happy because they saw Martinelli. That was literally that was the only reason.
That's true.
I thought it was a decent lineup with what we had.
It's just one of those things. We're never gonna know, and that's the truth. We're never gonna know. Like we could have Sir Alex Ferguson tomorrow. We don't know that he would do any better. You just don't know.
One of the things that I realized this team consists of 3 different managers. Arsene Wenger, and better believe it or not, this team has Arsene Wenger's identity still imprinted in it as well. Unai Emery, so personality in one team. You look at Manchester City, that's all Pep Guardiola. You look at Liverpool, that's all Klopp. So all these teams right now, that is their team. Those are the players that they bought, and they are doing well with them. So they have an identity because the team that they select are players that they want and they want to bring in. Arteta.
I agree.
Arteta was brought in like 5 players, and basically Pablo Mari and Cedric Suarez was actually coming in before Arteta. But we are in a stage where we have like 2 or 3 different squad playing for 2 or 3 different style, inputting players that does not fit the system. So, for example, Unai Emery wanted Azaha, someone that can play his style of football, the expansive style of football. Arsenal and went for Nicolas Pepe, and we all knew what happened there. So, it is not a quality issue. The team has quality, but cohesiveness has a lot to do with football. That cohesiveness builds a bit of it builds
unbalanced. It's very unbalanced.
It builds intensity, it builds chemistry and team morale. But because the team is so unbalanced, there's no cohesiveness. We can't move and reach the heights that we have the potential to, which is the quality squad that we have. We have a highest quality squad from the position that we're on the table right now. Our quality squad should be at least 5th or 4th. At least 5th or 4th, the quality squad we have. But man for man, they cannot gel to build a cohesiveness because of the type of player. Not quality, types of player. They don't mix.
That's true. We've been unbalanced for years. I even think under Wenger we were unbalanced.
I think this comment here it just alludes to it that everyone says that, but Xhaka has played through the last 3 managers. So
they both got sacked. And Wenger left, but he got sacked behind closed doors.
So the fact that
Emery played him.
Everybody
and he got sacked.
Him, Lumber,
exactly. He got sacked.
So that's pretty much proving the point that the squad isn't good enough.
Hector Bellerin, Chambers, El Nini, All these guys played under Emery.
But wait, what can I say though? The fact that he's continuing that trend, don't you just think it? Then it's
so what's he
it's
supposed
worrying.
to do? He has he has no one else to play.
No, but what do you mean? He didn't have to play Bellerin for all of that time, did he?
No, the worry is
Who said he had to play Bellerin when he was getting rinsed by Jack Grealish?
But there's no one else to play.
Let me tell you something, guys. All right, so
We had Cedric.
I have a few minutes left because I definitely.
Yeah, we're nearly done as well. Yeah.
The worry is this. All right, so we have a squad. We went through in 2006 we were in a Champions League final in 2006, right? In 2007 we took over 50% got took over of the club got took over by the Cronkies. 50%. Since 50% of the Arsenal club got took over, there has been a decline under the Cronkies.
I agree.
From
everything you're saying right now, yeah.
Until
Massive
now.
decline,
so
yeah.
Osmanov left Arsenal like in 2015, 16.
Yeah.
And Osman left in the same time, and since then, so between 2007 to 2015, we were a top 4 club, consistently battling the top 4, but we weren't challenging for the title until it was 2016. But during that time, we were a solid top 4 team. But the decline has started because we weren't winning anything significant. We weren't in a European title. We couldn't find ourselves back in a Champions League final. We couldn't, even under Arsene Wenger. We couldn't find ourselves back in a Champions League final from 2007 until now. When Stan Kroenke got full ownership of Arsenal, we went down further. So we moved from top 4 to 5th to 6th to 7th to 8th, and then so people. I believe that if we stay on Stan Kroenke any longer, there's so much people going to say Stan Kroenke spend money. Yes, he spend money, but is what he's spending significant enough to do a squad overall, which is supposed to happen anytime.
No, of course not. Yeah.
Don't do the overall. We can't move forward in life. For you to go forward, you have to take 2 step backs. You have to take those 2 step back. We are definitely in the position right now taking those step back. But the problem is, we as fans, we cannot tolerate it. It is unbearable. It is embarrassing. It's a shame. It's a disgrace.
It's true.
We cannot tolerate it. But we have to take those steps back
No.
and move forward. It is like for a snake. When they want to change skin, they have to peel off that old skin, which is a very painful process. But when they come out, they're bright and shiny. I do believe that people might say I'm mad for saying this, but we might need a season out of Europe to do the complete overall bill.
Listen, I've been saying this for a while. I've been saying it for a while. Exactly that same thing. At the same time, I think we shouldn't need that.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly. I
Arsenal
don't think
probably
we should.
shouldn't
Yeah,
need that.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
listen why
But-
that's a good talk.
But I think we might need to spend money. Yeah, because now they're losing money, so they're gonna have to think, okay, we're losing money. We came here to make money. They have to spend to start making money again. So this is gonna be a crunch time. So we'll see.
So look at this, guys. Before I go, under Arsene Wenger, we came to. We're out of the Champions League under Arsene Wenger. One of the greatest manager in the history of football under Arsene Wenger. Yes, people are going to say the team we have now is better than Arsene Wenger. But up until this January, that last transfer window, half of the team was Arsene Wenger's players. Ozil, Kolasinac, El Nini, Mustafi. That was, and these were starters. Under Arsene Wenger, they started under Unai Emery. They started under Mikel Arteta. They started under Freddie Ljungberg. So people, what I'm saying is, and there's one person who is consistent throughout that entire time from 2006 until now when the club is failing, and that is the owner of the club, Stan Kroenke.
I agree with that point.
And before if we can't spend the money, it's better if we stay out of Europe and do the rebuild out of Europe, because we're not going to be able to spend. Can you imagine? Liverpool slapped us this week. Last week Liverpool slapped us, and we witnessed Liverpool getting turned like a baby against Real Madrid. What if we should go and face Real Madrid right now? What will happen?
Oh no! If we played in Euro Champions League right now, I've said this as well. Yeah, we wouldn't make. I don't think we make it through groups. I don't think so. We'd have to have a really good group, like easy group.
Yeah, let me show you that. For example, Manchester United, they made that extra step last season, at the end of the season, find themselves in the Champions League. because they did push for that extra. They made an extra push, but the quality was just not good enough. They couldn't go over the line, and that is the reason why they are now in Europa League, which is suited for the base level quality that they have in their team. So when Manchester United should add maybe a more clinical striker, someone an upgrade on Edison Cavani, then you will see that they are now ready for the Champions League position, because they do have certain players, maybe an upgrade on the midfield players. So that is what we are looking at. We can't afford to do that because we're not going to spend. Stan Kroenke won't spend. And guess what? We might have to sell Bakaya Saka or Martinelli to fund that squad.
No, let's not get into that.
Thank you very much, guys.
But guys, I'm wary of the time, so let's just get everybody's match predictions in.
It's a tough one, man.
2-1 Arsenal.
You go first.
I think we're gonna win, man. I'm confident. 2-1 Arsenal, man.
We got to do this. I've got 2-1 as well. So what are you saying?
I've got 3-2 Arsenal, you know. I think this is going to be a bit of a goal. So yeah, I couldn't see it. I think we'll go down 1-0, but we'll win 3-2.
Cool. Listen, everybody, thank you so much for joining. Quickly, Military, tell us where we can find you.
You can find me on any social media platform at militarygunatv.com, but 90% of the day, I am on YouTube. So
I'm going to go look for that. What was your 100-meter dash again?
Huh?
What was your 100-meter dash again? I'm going to go look for that now.
10.66. You'll find it.
Nah, when you find it, you got to let us know.
Boys Championship in 2010. Search for Mario Dakers. Boys Championship 2010. Hopefully find it. Search you'll find it.
Yeah, no worries. Boys, quickly tell us where we can find you.
At Military Guna TV, mostly on YouTube, so just find me there.
Shah, quickly, you go.
Yeah, obviously just a little link at char_17 on Twitter. That's my personal Twitter, and obviously at the M5 as well with the number 5 on YouTube and Twitter. And obviously same as Aaron, I think.
Yeah. Just at the M5. Yeah, everywhere on socials you can find us in it, and we're gonna upload a lot more soon once our work has finished. We've been a bit lazy in it, but
definitely.
No, we're not lazy. We've got a lot to do. Obviously, university and that in it. Yeah, we've got to put that through. But after that, for the Euros, we're gonna be on it.
Cool. Yes, everybody, make sure you subscribe to everybody's channels. Military Guna, N5. And the away days. Thank you for rolling with us, and let's hope Arsenal get those points on Thursday, or as you won't see me for a couple of weeks, man. I'll be hiding. Have a good evening, everyone, man. See you later.
See you later, people.